Alright, we're ready.
Hey, Traveler, what a surprise! I didn't expect to see you here.
Ito!
I bet you didn't waste any time as soon as you heard that Inazuma was organizing a test of courage event, right? Huh? I know you. Oh, what am I doing? Well, obviously I'm here scouting out the place. I've been investigating the area and have already figured out all the plans for the event. Of course, I can tell you all the details. We're practically family.
It was in
I'm
German.
Max Middleman, and this is the Genshin Impact version 3.3 special program. Let's roll the version 3.3 trailer.
Why is it doing that?
A friendly word of advice. Test of courage events tend to give rise to a variety of strange rumors and stories. So please, be sure to exercise caution.
Oh, jeez.
How was that? Were you scared?
That's not okay. Not okay, Max Middleton.
So, is there really a ghost around here? Why does Paimon have a feeling that it's staring right at us? Are you talking to me?
Dude, what is this?
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me.
From this day forth, Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
Dottore.
What is happening?
Dottore! In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
He's gonna be insane, right?
Squall and Fury.
There's no shot that he isn't.
You dare to gaze upon me?
Dare to mess with me?
Oh, she's Animo too?
Too late for regret.
Another Animo bow? Interesting.
Have fun with this gift.
Scaramouche. The mere fact of your
This trailer is
does not
chaotic,
make
dude.
you
What
indestructible.
is going on? That's it. I have questions. And not a lot of answers. Redemption code! Gonna screenshot that. Yee. Alright. So we have an Inazuma festival too? Yo, that's kind of hype though. I'm excited for Inazuma festival. Maybe I should write these down while I got the time. Let's see. 8A, RA, U6, FN, BN, PV. 8A, RAU, 6F, NB. Oh shoot.
Hey
okay,
everyone,
I
and
probably got it
welcome
right.
to the Genshin Impact version 3.3 special
I screenshot
program.
it anyway.
I'm your host, Sarah Miller-Cruz, the voice of Lumine in Genshin Impact. And today, I'm joined by...
Max, the one and only Middleman, voice of the one and only Arataki Ito.
And I'm Patrick Pedraza, voice of the Wanderer. But up until now, travelers have only known me as Scaramouche, and everyone's been battling me in the game lately.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But, to be fair, it's a really
I
cool
do
fight.
beat him up
It's a
on the
really
weekly
cool
now.
fight.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I'm
True.
super excited to have the chance to share some upcoming content with everyone. What did you all think about that trailer?
I'm confused
Okay,
about the
so
trailer, honestly.
I definitely saw Irminsul in there, and I am really excited to find out more about it.
Yeah, that trailer had everything. It had everything. It had action. It had drama. It was lighthearted in places, but it was dramatic.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just super
I
stoked.
wanna know
for
about the
everyone to
Inazuma
see
festival, dude.
Scaramouche's, like, backstory. I'm super excited about it for reals.
Heck yeah.
Well, speaking of that,
following the story's development, Scaramouche is still in Nahida's custody. So I bet the question everyone's wanting to know is how he'll become the Wanderer.
She
Yeah, for
talks
sure.
to Venti, and
there's
Venti's
quite
like,
a
hey,
story behind that.
have this
If
vision.
you're interested, then be sure to play through the Archon Quest interlude chapter.
'Cause of course he'd be
Inversion of
Animo.
Genesis. There is so much to learn in this quest.
You know
so
Venti
I
would
hope
give him a
everyone
vision.
checks it
That's such a
out.
Venti thing to do.
Oh, come on, man. You can't just leave everyone hanging like that. How about some hints? Come on, please. Pretty please.
All right, all right. How can I
Yes.
say no to a cute chibi Ito?
You can't.
Here's a little preview from the quest.
We ran into two people at the academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. From what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Oh, man.
Pretty rad.
Wait, why are they talking about Tatarasuna?
I guess we'll have to see. It is interesting, though, to see the
Yeah, why
Traveler,
are they talking
Nahida,
about
and
it?
Scaramouche all together so peacefully.
I'm glad Ito said it.
Yeah, but in this interlude chapter, Nahida will task the Traveler and Paimon with keeping an eye on Scaramouche while we go with him into Irminsul in search of some information.
Oh, interesting. So obviously Nahida must have some reason for deciding to keep Scaramouche around.
Oh, yeah, totally. And I'm liking Scaramouche's new style. Ooh, dude's looking sharp.
Heck yeah, always. Nah, right. And at this point,
I do like
he's
this
known by a
outfit on him
completely
better.
different name, the Wanderer.
The hat is also not as big.
Okay, so I know I'm not the only one who's curious about what happened. I mean, it looks like he's really changed a lot.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm afraid that's all we can show for now. Travelers will have to experience the story for themselves in-game. I mean, it's better to explore the
I should see
storyline
if I'm
without
getting
too many
cleaned, actually.
spoilers, right?
True, true.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, we'll leave the rest for travelers to discover themselves.
We're cool.
But the Wanderer is also going to be a new playable character in version 3.3, so let's talk about that. I'm sure many of our viewers are curious about his talents.
Heck yeah, sure thing. Let's have a look at the Wanderer in combat. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
He's got to have a crazy
The wind
jump, right?
rises.
Yeah, like that. Dude, he floats?
Bow your head.
All right, Patrick, you're up. Help introduce the Wanderer for us.
Sure thing.
Wow.
The Wanderer is a catalyst user and has an animo vision, so he uses wind blades to perform ranged normal attacks.
Wait a second, wind blades?
Not the same as the Traveler's wind blade, though.
Okay.
So, as everyone probably already noticed, the Wanderer can hover in the air when he casts his elemental skill. Upon using his elemental skill, he will
Dude,
first deal
what?
AoE damage before leaping into the air and entering a hovering state. So, while hovering, the Wanderer's normal and charge attacks will be converted into Kugo Fushudan and Kugu Tofukai respectively. The damage they deal and their AoE will be increased. Their damage will be considered normal and charge attack damage, respectively. Also, Kugu Tofukai will not consume stamina, and he can remain hovering for a certain duration.
That's so awesome.
You can just blast him with charge attacks while you're hovering over the ground,
But
not
he
consuming
can't stay
stamina.
hovering forever. While hovering, the Wanderer constantly consumes Kuguryoku points to maintain his hovering state, which is the blue meter you see on the screen.
Oh,
Even if
dude,
he
these
doesn't
constellations are
move
going to be
or
broken.
attack, hovering will still consume Kuguryoku points.
Okay.
So this mechanic works a little differently than our typical stamina meter. There are many
Dude.
possible actions the Wanderer can perform while hovering in the air, which all rely on Kuguryoku points rather than stamina. So, for example, sprinting mid-air will consume additional Kuguryoku points to accelerate mid-air, and holding the sprint button will cause persistent point consumption to maintain speed. So
Dude.
this effect will replace his default sprint. Jumping expends extra Kuguryoku points to increase hovering height. Holding jump will cause persistent Kuguryoku point consumption to keep increasing hovering height. Of course, running out of points will end his hovering state.
Oh, okay. So
You know
travelers
there's going to
need
be a
plan their
C6 that
actions
makes him
while
get
hovering.
like an extra 10
Exactly.
seconds or something.
So with his talent, Jade Claimed Flower, when casting his elemental skill, if it contacts Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, that instance of the skill will receive a corresponding buff effect depending on which element was contacted.
Cryo?
So, for example, increasing his Kuguryoku points cap,
You say?
attack, crit rate, or restoring a set amount of energy upon hitting opponents with a normal or charged attack. The Wanderer can have up to 2 different kinds of these buffs simultaneously.
Ooh.
Oh,
Look, check
dude.
that out. Part of the halo behind him changes color depending on the buffs you get. So travelers will be able to easily understand what effects the Wanderer currently has.
I like that. It's helpful and still looks really cool.
Yeah.
So after
Dude.
unlocking another talent, Gales of Reverie, when the Wanderer is in the hovering state, if his normal or charged attack hits an enemy, there is a set chance to gain another buff effect, allowing him to sprint midair without consuming Kuguryoku points. Additionally, this buff effect will fire wind arrows to attack the enemy.
Ooh.
Oh, dope. I'm sure extra buff effects like that will go a long way for players when they're in combat.
Yeah, for sure. And if you've noticed, there is a colorful
Dude.
aura of light around his body to indicate when that
They
buff
actually
effect is
tried
triggered.
so hard with this
That's
character.
pretty cool. I love all the detail they put
There's
into the
so much
Wanderer.
thought put
Alright,
into
This
this.
brings us to the Wanderer's elemental burst.
Yay!
So, check this out. Upon unleashing his burst, he compresses the atmosphere and
That looks
stomps
so
it down
sick.
toward the enemy. So, travelers should note that if the Wanderer is in a hovering state when he unleashes his burst, then the hovering state will end and he will begin descending after the burst is completed.
Okay, this stomping animation is a little aggressive.
Yeah, but it's cool.
I know, and it actually suits his character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't help but agree.
Wait. Let's not forget about the exploration talent.
Ah, yes. This
Who
is
cares?
an interesting one. The Wanderer can decrease the mora required when ascending bows and catalysts.
Hey, now, you can never complain
Oh,
about
that's
saving
actually really
Mora,
helpful.
Am I right?
Okay,
Huh?
that's true. All right, now that we've seen the Wanderer, let's move on to the next new character.
Dude,
Are you
Shogun's
I'm ready.
lance and
Yay!
or polearm and sword.
What did you say? Oh, I'm
Wait, who's
old
that?
now,
Oh, this is the
so every
new
other
one.
phrase escapes my ears. Try calling me Madam Faruzan, and I'll see if I can pick that up.
Faruzan.
Huh? What is it that you would like to learn more about? Different forms of pressure-based puzzle mechanisms? The base layer design of elemental monuments? Huh. Wait. Did you forget to call me Madam Faruzan just now when you asked your question? Whoa! What? There's nothing wrong with being afraid of thunder, even at an older age.
Oh,
Oh
she
my
sounds
gosh.
sassy.
Yeah,
know.
and smart too.
She seems so awesome.
Enigmatic
He's fun.
machinist?
I wonder what her skirt's made
I
out
know,
of.
her design is so cool and really detailed. I love it.
So, even though she looks super young, she's actually an old person? Like, where's my teeth?
Well, she's not that old.
I
Oh,
don't know,
right.
could've fooled me.
Faruzan's age is probably still nothing compared to Scaramouche.
Mm-hmm. But let's call him the Wanderer, Sarah. Please.
Okay, you know who I meant. Actually, now that I think about it, yokai can
Something
also
about-
live a really long time too.
That's right, yeah, no, and speaking of age, isn't the Traveler's age also kind of mysterious?
Mm-hmm.
What are they
True.
alluding
It
to
looks
here?
like all of our characters are intriguing, but it's safe to say that Faruzan is way older than most people in Tibet. Faruzan works in the Academia's Haravatat Darshan and has been a hairbod, which roughly means mentor, for over a century.
So, I bet everyone out there is wondering if she's also some kind of creature blessed with long life, you know? Like Klee?
No, she's actually just your regular, typical human being.
Oh.
Well, maybe not so typical. About 100 years ago, Faruzan was an undisputed genius, traveling all around Sumeru and solving many puzzles and mysteries. The notes she left behind eventually became the basis of mechanical research for later generations.
Whoa, she
What
sounds
does
pretty
any of this mean?
amazing.
But later,
How is she so old?
accidentally stumbled into some ruins while trying to solve a puzzle. There, she encountered some strange phenomenon which stopped her from aging, and was trapped there for nearly 100 years.
Ooh.
She eventually solved the puzzle and was able to finally return to Sumeru.
Can you imagine being trapped in a puzzle for 100 years? Wait.
Wouldn't you
so
starve?
That's how she's been hairbod for over a century.
Yeah. And even now, she still has the pride of a scholar in her heart, and is a very
I mean, it's
talented
really
person.
interesting character lore.
It's just that after being separated from the world for so long, she's kind of fallen behind the times now.
Oh, hey, I get what you mean. She was once a proud researcher in a niche field that has become unpopular after 100 years. So, is she still completely dedicated to her field?
Yep. And she often tries using her old age as a means of drumming up support for her ideas. However, I think she'd prefer to be complained about for using her seniority rather than garnering sympathy for her experience of being trapped in the ruins.
Yeah, sounds like she's quite the character.
I know, right? Okay, so now that we've covered her backstory, why don't we take a look at Faruzan's abilities in combat?
Let's do it.
Fight.
100 years have passed, yet there hasn't been any change to those dumb rules at the academia.
But is she sharing alongside
Dare to
Wanderer?
mess with me?
That's the question.
Have fun with this gift.
I love all
She
the
rocking the
geometric
strings?
shapes when she's playing. Did you guys see that?
Yes, there's so
crazy.
much geometry, and I took geometry.
It looks so cool.
Ah, yeah.
So, Faruzan is an animo character, and she wields a bow as her weapon. Her normal attacks are the usual bow attacks you'd expect from a bow user, so there's not too much to say about that. But her skills are where things get interesting. Her elemental skill deploys a polyhedron that deals damage to enemies. After using her skill, her next aimed shot will become
Polyhedron,
a special
chat.
attack that creates a vortex, pulling nearby objects and opponents in.
Oh, nice. So she can clump enemies together.
And there's also another thing about her special charged attack. It will create a vortex effect at its point of impact, and if the attack hits an enemy or ally member, it'll apply a mark and create a vortex after a short delay.
Dude, that's sick.
So it looks like there'll be a lot of potential uses for this attack. Travelers will have to experiment with it and see what they come up with.
Yeah, I think it'd be amazing to try hitting teammates with the arrow in co-op mode and have them charge into the enemies to group them all together. I'll have to see who wants to try that with me. After
Dude,
unlocking the talent Impetuous Flow,
that would
the time
actually be
required
so
for fully
fun.
Charging Faruzan's next shot will be reduced, and the arrow will reduce the target enemy's animo resistance. In her elemental burst, she deploys a dazzling polyhedron and releases a whirlwind pulse. Throughout its duration,
I really don't have
the
anybody that
dazzling
can group.
polyhedron will continuously move along a triangular path. Once it reaches each corner of that triangular path, it will unleash one more whirlwind pulse.
Yeah, 1 minute she's here, the next she's polygon.
That's actually
for 100
so cool.
Years.
Hey.
Bada boom.
I mean, Wanderer is obviously like the
Even Sino's jokes
big
are
draw
funnier
here.
than that.
It was pretty
All
funny.
right. Anyway, let's hear what effects these whirlwind pulses have.
Sure. When the whirlwind pulse hits opponents, it will decrease their animo resistance. It will also apply an animo damage buff effect to all nearby party members when it's unleashed.
Zhao.
Travelers should note that the effective range of this buff is quite large.
Oh,
and it's
she's
not
a
just within
Zhao
the whirlwind
support.
pulse itself, so there's no need to go chasing the polyhedron.
Oh, Zhao
After unlocking
fans,
her talent,
rejoice.
Lost Wisdom of the Seven Caverns, when a team member uses normal, charged, or plunging attacks, elemental skills, or elemental bursts to deal animo damage to an
Wow.
enemy, the damage will increase based on Faruzan's base attack. This effect can only be triggered once per a
I wonder
certain
if Kevin
duration
knows.
of time.
I hope Kevin
so it
knows.
seems she'll be a solid support.
Yeah.
Totally! And as a researcher of mechanics and puzzles, Faruzan has taken it upon herself to explore many ruins, with her travels taking her all across Sumeru. Her exploration talent reflects this. and she gains more rewards when dispatched on a Sumeru expedition for 20 hours.
I'm sure no other mentor in Haravatat has 100 years of experience in solving puzzles.
I don't think there's a lot of good
It's pretty hard to beat.
expeditions for
So,
Sumeru
the big
yet, though.
question is, when can travelers expect to get these new characters?
That is a good question. Let's talk about the upcoming event wishes. In the early
Yes.
part of version 3.3, the Wanderer and Arataki Ito will be available via their own event wishes. Faruzan will also
Ito
be making
fans.
her debut in these event wishes. In the later part of version 3.3, we'll be seeing rerun event wishes for both the Raiden Shogun and
Her
Kamisato
Majesty
Ayato.
Raiden Shogun
And last
and
but not least,
Ayato.
the new 5-star catalyst,
Dude.
Tule Tula's Remembrance, will be appearing in a new weapon event wish.
And that's not all. In version 3.3, 2 brand new artifact series will become available. So travelers should be sure to check out the corresponding
What
domain.
is that, though?
Woo! More
What are the new artifacts?
All right.
I hope travelers will have fun experimenting and trying new combinations with
Animo
these.
damage bonus.
Okay, we've already
Elemental
talked
mastery?
about a ton of new content, so why don't we take a quick break with another redemption
Okay.
code?
Sounds good. Roll out the code.
Woohoo!
Okay. So we got a new Animo set and a new EM set. Yoink. Dude, the characters so far look really good. I'm like a little apprehensive to to be excited, because like normally when you get hyped up on Genshin, it's cool for like a day. You know what I mean? And like I don't want to set my expectations too high. But so far the characters they put a lot of thought into. Which does not like that's not always the case. Most times, but not always.
Welcome
Do we think
back
they're
to
gonna
the
talk
version
about the
3.3 special program?
Ooh,
Okay,
what's this?
Patrick, what do we have next?
So next, we'll be covering the upcoming events for the new version.
That's right. We've already mentioned the Test of Courage event, and I'm
Yes.
sure plenty of you were wondering about that, so let's start there.
Yes, I am actually.
Aha! You must be here to participate in the Test of Courage. I can already see a dark aura surrounding the two of you. If you carelessly go running into the event, all it'll take is one little misstep, and the darkness will swallow you up. Some strange and unusual things
The
may occur
subtitles
along
just
the
broke my
way.
immersion because it
If
said
you ever
hee hee
feel you
hee.
can't handle it, you may withdraw from the event
And they went
at any
mwahaha.
time. This is your last chance. I'll count it down. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Test of Courage. Enter at your own risk.
That did not tell me a
was
lot.
Pretty interesting.
But I do see a new
Yeah,
sword.
I mean, it is a test of courage, so I'm sure there'll be some scary stuff going on there.
I ain't scared.
Anyway, to successfully clear this event, we'll be facing a series of little tests.
Ooh, what's this? Tests, you say?
Yes, that's right. Word has it that if you walk around the Test of Courage, you might find yourself encountering a special sort of game. We've already got the rules down, so I'll do a quick introduction. Basically, travelers will have to control a bouncing bar to bounce a ball and use skill ball effects to
It's
break
Pong.
as many bricks as possible.
Okay.
Or no,
liking
what was
one.
this
Seems
game?
pretty straightforward.
There's an
During the
actual
game,
game that's
travelers
more
will be
similar to
able
this.
trigger elemental reactions to break bricks
But it's
more
like Pong.
effectively.
But I can't remember the other
It
thing.
even has
Breakout?
elemental reactions.
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
we can control the character to move the bar. When the character we're using is either Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro, the corresponding element will be applied to the bar. By switching characters, you can change the element of the bar.
Dude.
Okay, all the pieces are falling in place now. The bar can infuse a certain element, and the blocks also have their own elements. So causing a skill ball of one element to
Oof.
hit blocks of different elements will trigger
lost the
elemental
ball.
reactions. There, how'd I do?
Yep, you nailed it. The bar will add the element corresponding to your character. Besides triggering reactions the way you just mentioned, if a skill ball is already infused by an element and it
Oof.
hits the bar, it will also trigger a reaction, causing the skill ball to have some additional effects. When preparing your team, you can
Oh,
equip
this is
modifiers
cool,
to
dude.
receive various buff effects, which will help you successfully clear the challenge.
Oh, nice.
I'm
also,
into this.
when there are less than a certain amount of bricks on the board, and the ball lands another hit, the bar will unleash fireworks.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah. Travelers can utilize this effect to break some bricks that would normally be difficult to hit directly.
It's like a bonus attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
So, travelers will need to select characters of the right elements, equip the appropriate modifiers, and use
I wonder if they're gonna
different
have you
elemental
do
reactions to
trials?
break bricks and score more points.
Probably
and then
not, huh?
travelers will be able to use their points to exchange for rewards in the event.
If they're trial characters, don't they
That's
say trial
also,
in the list?
travelers will have
on
the
the right?
option of teaming up and playing the event together in co-op mode.
Oh, looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah, in addition to this minigame, the Test of Courage storyline will also contain more challenges. Travelers will even have a chance to meet with some good friends again, so be sure to check out this new event. All right, let's move on to our next event.
I'm into it.
So next up, we have a race event called Across the Wilderness. Your objective, collecting balloons.
Woo!
I don't know, seems like the Wanderer's abilities might come in real handy here.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
So, in this event, each stage will have wilderness
Wanderer
balloons
kind of makes
scattered all
Kazuha
around.
look a little bit
Travelers will
nerfed
need to find as many wilderness
in
balloons
terms
as
of
possible within the time limit to
parkouring.
earn increasingly better rewards. So during the challenge, travelers will be able to utilize their character's skills and talents. So it'll be important to assemble the right team depending on the traits and terrain of the challenge area.
Kazuha
Oh,
and Zhao.
interesting.
Yeah, so travelers can
all
also
you
use
need.
something called the Wilderness Compass to obtain various buffs, which include enhanced jumping capabilities,
Are we on the
increased
crux?
movement speed, or unlimited stamina, etc.
Ooh, cool.
However, you can only claim one buff during each challenge.
Beidou?
Must consume
Beidou
blessed
content?
energy to use the compass and gain the selected buff.
Please.
You may charge the compass up by finding wilderness balloons or interacting with blessed energy in the challenge.
We're probably
Or
just
you can
literally
always
on
wait
her
for the
boat.
compass to passively charge over time.
And we're not going to see
Yo,
Beidou.
This event
Feels
looks
bad.
pretty crazy. It's almost like watching parkour.
Yes!
Yeah, there
Thank
are two
you.
different kinds of wilderness balloons in these challenges. The first is harvest balloons,
It is
which will
parkour.
increase the overall progress of your search for wilderness balloons. The other kind is sonar balloons, which will cause several harvest balloons to appear around you for a set amount of time.
That's awesome.
So there will be 5 stages available for this event, and travelers will need to consider the conditions and terrain of each stage to come up with the best way to complete it.
Oh, that's
Also,
cool.
Travelers may team up in co-op mode for challenges.
Ooh, more chances to play together. I love it.
Yeah, same. Okay, let's move on to our next event.
Everyone's favorite game of hide and seek is back with
Yes!
the Windtrace event. And of course,
Oh, I
it's
love
going to be
Windtrace so
another cool
much.
event, and I, for one, am super excited for it.
There's nothing like a good co-op. Many of you might already be familiar with this event by now, but
Yes.
there have been a few changes. Let me introduce what travelers can expect
Wait.
to see this
Wait,
time around.
wait. If you just
We'll
hover
probably
as
skip some of the
Wanderer,
basics
can
this
you
time.
not get
You know,
tagged?
players either hide or seek. And then...
Okay, wait a second. There actually might be some new travelers out there who've never seen this event before.
Ah.
So why don't you
Wait.
start with some of the basics?
Right, good point.
How
Okay,
high do you
let's start
float?
at the beginning then. This is a game with a long history in Mondstadt.
How high do you
Travelers will
float?
be split into 2 different sides.
I have questions.
Rebels and the Hunter. You will need to use skills and master the art of hiding or chasing down others to win this event. The goal of the Hunter is to capture all the rebels, while the rebels run or use other means to keep themselves from getting caught by the Hunter.
Okay, that's straightforward enough. So,
I
what else
love
you got
being a
for us?
scarecrow. I get
Well,
caught every
some
time.
travelers may remember playing as the rebels and getting caught early in the game.
I have some
Once
pretty
that would happen,
crazy
all you could
Windtrace
do was
moments.
Spectate and watch the rest as the others continue playing. But this time around, once you're caught, you'll still be able to participate in the match even in observer mode.
Wait,
Ooh.
for real?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Once you're in observer mode, you can't be seen by other players and will receive the illusory beacon skill. This skill will allow you to place a random beacon to confuse the hunter. If your beacon successfully
Dude,
tricks
that's
the
so
hunter
much
and is
better.
destroyed, then the hunter will suffer an obscured vision effect.
So even after you've been captured, you can be like a little ghost, trying to help your teammates by disrupting the hunter.
Oh my god,
That's
this
pretty
is
fun.
such a
And
this is
at
such a
least
good
you don't have to
addition.
sit there and just watch the rest of the match anymore.
Exactly, but what does the hunter get this time? I mean, we gotta keep it fair.
No.
Some new windward arts have been added for both the hunter
Oh.
and the rebels. The hunter
Hunters don't
will now
need
be able to
anything.
use the hunter's
Come on.
net. This net can be thrown and will remove any rebel disguises within its range, and will notify the hunter that a rebel was detected.
Oh,
If a beacon is caught in the net, it'll be destroyed, and the hunter
Bro,
will
that's
not
busted.
suffer from obscured vision.
Nice.
Come on.
So I guess if you love
I don't even
Hunter,
think
you'll
the other
probably
hunter
love
buffs
this.
are that
Oh
good.
yeah, you definitely should. The skill rebels used in previous versions of the game to place beacons can now only be used by players in observer mode. However, the rebels will be able to use an all-new concealing beacon skill. This skill will allow you to deploy a beacon for a set duration and remain invisible while you're around that beacon. All players, including your rebel teammates, will be unable to see you while you're invisible. If the concealing beacon is destroyed by the hunter, then the hunter will have their vision obscured for a short time. Sounds pretty fun, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
good.
So even if you end up being captured by the hunter at the start of the game, you'll still be able to participate and assist your teammates. And did I mention primo gems and other rewards?
That
The
matters
good
much.
stuff. So be sure to check it out.
I genuinely play
Oh, that's
Windtrace because
awesome.
it's fun.
Seriously, I can't wait to play with friends.
That
Okay,
and Theater
our next
Mechanicus are the
event
two
is
best
a
game modes that
combat-based
that
Time
Genshin
for
has
some
for events, I think.
combat.
Whoop, whoop.
In a forbidden place warded by dust and sand, mysterious foes have assembled lines of fortifications to stop your
Jenna
coming.
brought something into the office.
Ooh.
Realm of Saint?
That's
we're
right,
in the
a
desert.
new edition of Misty Dungeon will arrive in version 3.3.
Wait.
Stoked.
Sweet.
But this time around, there will be a total of 7 trials with different themes awaiting you in the Misty Dungeon.
Wait.
Each has a different ley line disorder, and travelers will have to adjust their teams according
this
to
what
the
I think it
disorder's
is?
effects and the distribution of enemies. There will also be trial characters for you to select from as
Yeah, it's this
well.
thing.
After entering the domain, travelers will need
So
to
it's
go
a
and
it's a
complete
character
3
trial
challenges
event,
to collect
basically.
ancient runes. After
Which are
collecting
cool.
power from 3 ancient runes, we can power up the
Because
control
obviously
array and
you don't
proceed
pull
to the
for
final
everything in
challenge.
Genshin because it's way too expensive.
Also, throughout the
And
trial,
they don't give enough
additional
rewards for you to do
benediction
that?
mechanisms and challenges will appear.
Unless you're
Travelers may
basically
choose to
never losing
interact with these
50-50s
to
at
increase
20
the
or
ley
30
line
pulls.
disorder's effects or revive and heal your team.
So it's kind of nice to be able to
If it were
use
up to
other
me, I'd say
characters
just
when
go
you
for all
haven't
the challenges.
had access to them in a while.
I know, but travelers should keep in mind that the challenge objective for each trial might be different. So be sure to check the objective and aim for that while proceeding.
I have to
In terms of
read
rewards,
it.
travelers can look forward to winning
It's
primo
my greatest
gems and other
weakness.
various
I just
prizes.
charge in blind.
Ooh, I like prizes.
And last but not least, version 3.3 will also have leyline overflow events. Travelers can look forward to saving
I
their
do
resin
need some
and
XP
earning
books.
more Mora and experience books.
Nice.
We are
That's
running
awesome.
slim
And that'll
on
be
the
great for all
XP
travelers
books.
out there still leveling up all their new characters. And
I'm
even
on
if you
this
don't need
I'm
these
on this
resources
kick where I'm
now,
trying to get
it's
every
always good
character.
to
I have to
have
at
more on
least
hand,
level
am I right?
70.
Yeah.
It's
So,
expensive.
Travelers looking to upgrade their characters won't want to miss this.
Yeah, I mean, this is all good stuff.
In addition to the new version's limited time events, version
I was
3.3
wondering if
will
they'd talk
also
to
be
this.
adding a new permanent game mode
I was
called
wondering if they were
Genius
gonna talk about
Invocation
this.
TCG.
Genius Invocation TCG!
But before we get into that, let's take another quick break and enjoy a redemption code.
Heck
Yay!
What
Slap
is
that
in
code on the
this? I don't
screen.
know. We're gonna find out today. I so got scammed. There's no shot I didn't get scammed. Oh, I can't even see inside of it, man. Ugh. Okay, the TCG looks dope. I have to know more. I have questions. I need answers. Dude, there's so much good stuff in this patch. What is happening? I'm concerned. UPENB 765. Okay. We got codes. Oh, we got codes, gamers. If you guys need them in chat, if you just want to copy paste, there you go.
Welcome back, everyone. During our journey into Vat,
Oh,
we
that did
stumbled
not
across
separate.
several NPCs talking about a game called Genius Invocation TCG. So next, we'll introduce
Okay,
this
Slayer.
card game that's been taking Vat by storm. In the version 3.1 special program, we already revealed that Genius Invocation TCG will be a card game where we can challenge various characters and NPCs or battle against your friends. But there is actually a legend behind this game. It is said that a young guy in Sumeru found an ancient casket of tomes in the attic. He opened it and discovered that the soul of an ancient TCG player called the Crocodile King had been captured inside.
What a name.
It turns out that the Crocodile King was King Deshret's viceroy, who battled an opponent named the Ibis King.
This is Yu-Gi-Oh!
During the match, the Crocodile King fell prey to his opponent's scheme.
This is straight up Yu-Gi-Oh!
Sealed away in the casket of tomes.
This is Yu-Gi-Oh! They're talking about the Shadow Realm.
Over.
After being unexpectedly released by the kid, the Crocodile King possesses him.
Dude.
And helps him to gradually climb the ranks to becoming a legendary TCG.
They're talking about
Nice.
a Tem and
Is it just
Yugi.
me, or does that kind of sound like the plot to a light novel or something?
Yes!
You're right. It turns out that
Thank
Yai
you.
Publishing House is about to release a hit light novel series based on Genius Invocation.
Dude, no.
Okay, now this is starting to sound like a plug for Yai Publishing House.
Maybe. But anyway, that's the legend on how Genius Invocation TCG came to be. Though it's
Dude,
probably
the
just a
creator of
story they
Yu-Gi-Oh!
came up with
just
for
passed
marketing
away
the
this
game.
year.
So
Too
while
soon.
you were telling us about
Too
the
soon to
story,
rob him.
I was over here researching the rules to the game. Basically, Genius Invocation TCG is a game where you use a constructed deck of cards to duel against an opponent. The objective is to defeat all of your opponent's
Oh,
character
they're
cards.
pretty.
That's right.
Also, there are many features and mechanics in the game that resonate with Genshin Impact's gameplay, so it shouldn't be too
Oh, that
hard
looks
for
so
players to get the hang
good.
of.
Right, I even saw some elemental reactions in the gameplay.
Yup, a constructed deck must contain character cards. And as you might expect, these character cards have a normal attack, an elemental skill, and an elemental burst. So when a character card deals elemental damage to an enemy, it will cause them to be affected by that element. Then you can switch to a character card
I
with a
love
different
this.
element and use their abilities to trigger an elemental reaction.
I love this
Did
so
you guys
much.
notice that there are even monster character cards? Can we even make a deck of, like, just the monsters from the game?
You're really getting into this, Max.
Heck yeah, I am! I like card games!
Who doesn't?
Right?
So in Genius Invocation TCG, all actions require you to spend elemental dice. Each round, both you and your opponent will roll 8 elemental dice. Each of these elemental dice can have any one of 8 elemental attributes.
Hold on, but there's only 7 elements in the world of Teyvat.
You're right. So in addition to the 7 standard elements, there's also one called the Omni Element. The elemental dice required for a character card to perform an action correspond
That looks like the
to
little symbol on
character's element.
Paimon.
So, for example, a Pyro character like
Just
Jilu
saying.
needs either Pyro or Omni Elemental dice to perform an action. Clear now?
Yep, crystal clear.
Also, elemental dice can be used to switch characters or play a variety of other cards, such as equipment cards,
Dude,
event
this
cards,
looks
and
so
support
good.
cards. All these cards create the potential for a variety of strategies.
Right. While playing Genius Invocation TCG, travelers can
We
earn
have to
player
play the
experience,
cat.
which will increase your player level. As your level increases, you'll be able to challenge more characters and NPCs. By completing challenges, you may earn lucky coins, new cards, or other rewards. Lucky coins can be exchanged in the event shop for cards, or can even unlock dynamic skins for certain cards.
Dynamic skins? Those
So
are
it's
cards
free.
that have moving illustrations, right?
It's like
That's
all
right.
free.
All character cards can unlock a dynamic skin. After unlocking that, there'll even be a cool bonus animation whenever you cast that character's elemental burst.
Cool.
And if you're confident in your TCG skills, you can also invite a friend to duel. After reaching a high enough player level, you'll even unlock a matchmaking mode. So be sure to give it a try.
Travelers should note that playing against your
Oh my
friends
God.
or other travelers won't count towards any leaderboards or provide any rewards. So you can
Yeah.
relax. It's all just for fun.
There's no sweatiness.
Okay, that's everything we have for Genius Invocation TCG.
Oh my God.
And that brings us to the end of today's special program.
That's so sick.
Oh, what did you think?
Why does it have to be over? There's
Oh,
much
that's so
this version has
sick.
to offer.
I can't
Dude,
even take it
3.3 is
all in right now.
amazing.
I'm
Are you
just
kidding me?
Super stoked to be part of this. I think I just gained some Kuguryoku points just doing this whole thing, so.
You know what?
Man, the
You know
the
what?
characters look cool.
I know, what about Scarlet?
I'm excited for 3.3. Straight up.
Like, that's
I
insane.
know, that's awesome.
That's
We
so
might
dope.
bring back
That's
weekly
awesome.
Genshin
And
streams.
I cannot wait to play in some of these events and mini games. I'm super excited. This was so fun. I'm really glad that we.
This
got to
was
do the
so
special program
good.
together.
I'm so happy I got to come back for another special program. This is my 3rd time being on one of these, and I can't wait for number 4. I'm counting.
I'm so happy. This is my first one, so thank you for having me.
Doesn't it feel good?
Yes.
Doesn't it feel good to feel special?
Seriously, I'm
Do
just
you
like-
feel special?
I really do. Thank you.
Well, I
Dude,
think
Max
this
Millman
is the end of our
is
special program.
incredible.
So I hope everyone enjoyed it, and we'll see you in game. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bro.
Bye, everyone.
See you later.
3.3 actually so good. 3.3 is actually so good. We might bring back weekly Genshin streams. There's actually stuff to do. Everything looks good. A lot of thought went into the characters coming in 3.3. The events all look interesting. The TCG looks really well done. This is a win. This is a win all around.